How's it going, everybody? Actor Ishikawa here. Welcome to the Actor Ishikawa 1.5k subscriber Q&A. First off, I just want to say thank you guys very much for getting me to 1,500 subscribers. It's an incredible milestone for me personally, and considering that at the beginning of the year I was at about 400 subscribers, just about, the fact that my channel has just grown by so much in such a short span of time is just absolutely insane to me. And yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys for supporting me over the past, not just few months, but for the past, God, 3.5 years just about. I've been doing YouTube for 3.5 years, Twitch for 3 years this coming August. So yeah, thank you guys very much. And I put up a little questionnaire, or a little Google form on my YouTube channel posts and in my Discord announcement page, where you guys could ask me anything you wanted. Obviously, like, nothing too personal or anything, like, you know, too dodgy or anything like that. So yeah, without further ado, I thought since we hit 1.5k subscribers, I thought I'd ask 15 questions. I got a lot of responses, which is a lot more than I actually thought. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into some questions, shall we? Okay, Jacob asks, how were you inspired to create Fred? Alright, so I actually get this question quite a lot on my streams, so I'll answer this now, so it's actually recorded for information. So yeah, basically what happened was, with Fred, is I did a stream, like, way back in my early Twitch days, and I ended up just deciding to do a me channel stream, because I thought that would be quite a fun thing to try and do. I love creating weird and wonderful me's, and I thought, you know what, I think a cool twist on it would be if I get the chat to do it. So I ended up getting some, like, of the, this is, like, keep in mind, this is, like, again, really early Twitch, so, like, I remember guys like Jude Matt and Spider-Man 4X as examples of people who were, like, there since, like, the very beginning of the Twitch days. And I got chat, and there's about 7 people, I think, who came up with a bunch of ideas, and I just decided to do whatever they wanted, and that's how Fred was created. I can't exactly remember if I decided to make his favorite color green or not. I don't know if that was chat's decision or my decision. I honestly couldn't tell you. I think it was mine, but again, I honestly can't remember. But yeah, I'm very happy with how Fred turned out, because at the end of the day, he is a beautiful, beautiful man who must be protected at all times. Also, fun little fact for you, the very first track that I raced with Fred, was Canyon Run, and I have a special place in my heart for Canyon Run because of that little factoid, the first track that Fred raced on. Ryder the Gamer 05 asks, if you had the opportunity to add any custom track to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, what would it be? That's really tough, because that's really hard. I'm assuming it's not just in CCGP, because, like, I assume if it was, it would be specified. I'll go with a non-CCGP and a CTGP track. Non-CCGP, I'd probably say something like Midnight Museum, but that's just because I'm biased, because I really like Squire Turnbolt tracks. That, or his new Shy Guy one, I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's Shy Guy Skies by Squire. That would be a really good one to put in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because so much there, and it's already looking, like, so nice in Mario Kart Wii. In terms of CTGP tracks, I would probably say either Dawn Township, because that's just one of my personal favorites, or something like Marble Towers, which I think would work really, really well with Anti-Gravity. I think that would be such a cool idea to put into 8 Deluxe, and I think it could work extremely well with its physics engine. So yeah, those would be my picks. Scribbles asks, struggles as a YouTuber / streamer and how you got through it. I mean, it's a broad question, and it can mean a bunch of different things. Like, for example, struggles can mean, oh, my internet went out during a stream, or oh, my recording got corrupted. Like, those are pretty bad, but those are on, like, the smaller scale, you know, those are, like, technological issues. I think the thing I struggled with the most was, doing stuff that I wanted to do necessarily, because, like, I would kind of see what other people are doing, and I'd go, ah, yes, this is popular with this YouTuber, therefore I'll do it, regardless of whether I want to do it or not. And now I have the, you know, the foresight to kind of go, if I'm not enjoying doing something, then I either need to rework it or just stop it, or at least, like, take a break from it. And, you know, before I would just try and, like, plow on and go, you know what, no, I'm going to get through this, because, like, you know, eventually I'll get that trend going. And, you know, if you're not happy doing it, if you're not happy with the content you're making, then something's wrong. In my opinion, you know, one of the most important things, yes, obviously, is your audience. But obviously, your own mental health is obviously just as important. And as long as you're happy and you're healthy, you'll be more motivated, and you can create better content at the end. So yeah, when I kind of stopped trying to do what, you know, necessarily what other people wanted and what other people were doing, and when I decided I'm going to try and create some own things that not only I think will be fun for myself, but also for other people as well, so we both get that kind of enjoyment from it, then yeah, as soon as I did that, it all started getting a lot better, and I felt a lot happier about doing YouTube. Like, before, I dreaded doing YouTube, because I was like, oh, okay, you know, now I have to do X, Y, and Z. And obviously there can be outside struggles as well. I'm not going to go into, like, for example, or at least in fine detail, like, for example, university life really ate away into my YouTube life. That was a pretty big struggle for me, trying to balance university work with YouTube work, and also other personal events, which again I'm not going to go into, that caused me to take a big old break from content creation. But honestly, the main thing for me is obviously treating yourself and just making sure that whatever you're doing, yes, obviously, you know, cater towards the audience, but also cater towards yourself and make stuff that you think you will enjoy as well. Jaden64 asks, would you ever get into custom track creation or any sort of modding in Mario Kart Wii? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested. I have been interested in maybe getting back into the modeling scene, because I did learn how to do it during my video game design course, but that there's a problem, which is that I wasn't very good. I was really, really bad at modeling. And you know, I have researched like how to make a Mario Kart Wii custom track, so I got some ideas, and I was like, oh yeah, like this could be pretty cool. And then I kind of looked up how to do it, and I was like, okay, no, there's way too many steps for me to actually have any sort of a chance of doing this. It will take me about, you know, a year or 5 to learn everything in fine detail. I can do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like track modding, etc., because that's a lot easier for me. Because, you know, like with my Mario Kart Deluxe cow mod, it's literally just, oh, there's a little function where you can change any object you want into a cow. And as long as you kind of get kind of how the rules of moving objects and stuff work, then you can kind of do whatever the hell you'd like. But for Mario Kart Wii, obviously it's not that simple in terms of like making models and stuff like that. In terms of, you know, modding, I mean, it would be interesting. I've had some ideas of other various mods that could be created, but again, it's just kind of, I have no idea how to do it. So I think I'd have to ask the right people and see how they do it before I even started. But like, I'm interested, but I don't think I could do it. Steen Games asks, what is your favorite racing game that isn't Mario Kart? That's a really good question. Oh man. So there are a couple that come to mind. One is Wave Race 64, which is, I'll get into it later, but it's that has a special significance to me. Diddy Kong Racing is up there as well. That's a really good game. There's also another kind of obscure one called Cartoon Network Racing, which was a game for the DS, and you played as all the Cartoon Network characters. And I remember once you kind of, I can't remember exactly how you did it, but basically every character had an unlockable episode, so you could just watch a full episode of that Cartoon Network character's, like, you know, show on your Nintendo DS. So you could watch an episode of Dexter's Laboratory, or Courage the Cowardly Dog, or The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, or the Powerpuff Girls. Like, that was cool. And I remember going to dinner with my parents, and like, this is when I was a kid, keep in mind, and I would just sit there and I would watch Dexter's Laboratory on my DS, which I think blew my parents' minds at the time, because obviously that stuff was kind of like really new to them. Another game that came to my head just now, actually, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. That was a classic for both DS and Wii. Those games were both fantastic, and that kind of introduced me to, hey, you know, Sega doesn't just have Sonic. They have all these other really cool characters like Knights and Amigo and stuff like that, you know, characters like that, which is, it's cool. Like, Sega isn't just Sonic. If I had to pick one, which is really hard to do, I would probably pick... I'll pick Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. I'm gonna have to pick that. Duplanty asks, what inspired you to start making music? I mean, I originally did it as a course, so I did 2 years of music technology for my A-levels, and then when I went on to university, I decided to take that knowledge with me and do video game design, and I graduated with a specialism in audio designs, which, you know, is the music and sound effects, etc. In terms of what inspired me to start, I don't really know. I guess I've always just really been interested in music in some shape or form. Like, I love listening to it on the radio. I took guitar lessons when I was 13, 14. I played on the drums a little bit. Me and my cousins would occasionally have what we'd call jamming sessions, where we'd set up like amps in my room, and we would just play electric guitar, and my cousin would bring his bass over, and I'd play on the bass. Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing all that. I think that kind of ingrained a sense of love of music. But I've always just loved it since I was a kid. I've always loved singing, and I guess kind of thought that, you know, listening to various bands, I'd always just kind of think, you know, I could do this one day, and now here I am, and I'm making music, and it's an absolute joy to do so. Cubix asks, what inspired you to do YouTube, and congrats on 1.5k subs. First of all, thank you very much, Cubix. And secondly, what inspired me? Man, I mean, in terms of channels that inspired me to start, you know, Smosh, way back in the day, watching on an old computer during ICT lessons, specifically Man Spider by Smosh. That's an absolute classic in my eyes. Smosh Games, Johnny Atma, Death Battle, I enjoyed watching that show. Still do from time to time. Their stuff I think is absolutely fantastic. Johnny Atma did really good music stuff. Actually, that's another thing in the previous music question. Johnny Atma, really, really good music channel. Very proud to say I was kind of one of the earlier kind of subscribers. Been subbed to him since 2013. He does some great music. Vanos Gaming as well, another big influence. In terms of, you know, I'd always kind of wanted to do YouTube as kind of like, you know, I just want to make a few videos on YouTube and then kind of like, that's it. And then when Troy came onto the scene, well, when I kind of first got into Troy, I was kind of like, you know, I could probably do this. And as I, you know, got older, I thought, you know, what's stopping me? You know, getting the equipment and doing it myself. And yeah, I just kind of thought one day, you know what, screw it. I'll make a video, I'll start my channel. It's something I've wanted to do since I was like 10 years old, and I'm gonna try it. And then, you know, soon enough, I'm here, and I just kept making videos, half the time doing university, and then, you know, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now here I am. But yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a multi-layered question. I mean, in terms of what got me into YouTube in the first place, it would be Smosh and Smosh Games, and Johnny Atma and all those guys. And then in terms of actually starting a channel, watching Troy's content, kind of thinking, you know, I can do this for certain. DJ Zella13 asks, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you very much for asking. Try the Light asks, what was the first video game you've ever played, and how big of an impact has it been to your gaming life? Man, this is kind of what I mentioned earlier. So the first game I ever played was Wave Race 64 for the N64, and then after that was Mario Kart 64, which actually I argue that, well, actually, I was gonna say Mario Kart 64 more had an impact because now I'm playing Mario Kart on a YouTube channel. But like, I think honestly both of them had a huge impact because, you know, in terms of all my gaming life, that's kind of what lit the fuse. My babysitter for that night, basically, I'll tell the story. Basically, my parents, we were in Florida, we were visiting a family friend who's sadly no longer with us. and, you know, they all went out for dinner, and I was in my room with the babysitter. And the babysitter was a huge gamer, and, you know, she must have seen the N64 in the room, and she went, you know what, let's try this. And I ended up playing the N64 with her. She kind of taught me how to play. She was encouraging me to go, and even though I had absolutely no idea what the hell I was doing, I was just hooked. I was like, I need more of this. And basically, my parents thought, well, if it keeps me entertained, it keeps me entertained. And after that, I ended up getting a thing called, I think, a Leap Pad, which was basically a little frog-shaped console where you could play these kind of like small games on them, which I thought was really cute. And I don't know if anybody else had a Leap Pad, but let me know in the comments if you did. And then I got my PS2, and yeah, the rest is history from there. So those two games, again, it doesn't have big of an impact. Pretty much without Wave Race 64 and Mario Kart 64, and more importantly, without that babysitter, I wouldn't be sitting here today, and God knows how different my life would have been without those two games. Now, this next one, I didn't actually want to answer a question from this, because I did specifically say, only ask me one question in the form. But Squeaky did actually ask one very good question, which is number 5, which is, how do you keep a good work/life balance as a content creator? That's a very good question. I mean, for me, the most important thing, because, like, obviously doing YouTube and Twitch, along with, like, a bunch of other personal projects that I do, makes things very hard to kind of go, you know, live outside that bubble. But for me, the most important thing is just planning ahead and going, okay, you know, I'm going to, say for example, when I went back home for Christmas, I thought, okay, I'm going to go back home for Christmas in 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and I'm going to get all these videos recorded, edited, and then I'm going to set them up for upload on these days, so then I can just kind of spend the Christmas time at home with my family without having to worry about, oh my god, I've uploaded this, that, or the other. Or like, you know, if I know I'm gonna go out to see a friend in a week, I'm gonna make sure to, you know, okay, here's what I'm gonna edit, X, Y, and Z, and if I can't edit Z on this day, then I'm gonna edit this on this day just in case. So yeah, pre-planning is the most important thing, because without that, I would be just a hermit, just living in my room, doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, pre-planning is the most important thing, staying organized for sure, because, you know, without having a social life outside of this, or, like, you know, doing anything outside of this, yeah, it's not healthy. So make sure, if you want to be a content creator, you know, if you want to take it, like, super seriously, one of the most important things I can recommend to you is just, you know, stay focused and stay organized, so you can kind of maintain your life outside of the internet bubble. Red Ted asks, how does it feel to be a well-known figure in the community? Is there a kind of pressure that comes with that, or are you finding it easy? Man, that's a tough one to answer. I don't know if I'm a really well-known figure. I don't know if I'm deserving of that title. But, like, I guess to be somewhat well known is, you know, it doesn't, I wouldn't call it pressure, but it definitely feels strange still to me. I'm still not quite used to it. I'm just kind of living things by the day, and it's very strange, but I'm more just kind of grateful, you know, for everything. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful just for everybody who's stuck around and supported me over all this time, and you know, all the friends that I've made here. In terms of like pressure, the one thing I would feel pressure doing is performing anything Item Rain related, because, you know, excuse me, I feel like I have that reputation of being one of the best. So I genuinely believe that, if not now, at one point I was one of, if not the best Item Rain player in the world. I genuinely believe that. You know, I played it for like 4 years and I held the world record like once upon a time. That was what I was mostly well known for. I'm known in some circles as the Item Rain King. So whenever I play anything to do with Ice and Rain, especially because now, at time of recording, you know, Troy's doing these Ice and Rain invitationals, I feel like if I turn up, I have to do well. There's gonna be that pressure I put on myself, and I feel like other people might put pressure on me as well. But other than that, I don't feel that much pressure at all, which is, I think, also helped by the fact that the stuff that I provide in terms of content is more casual. It's not like a super competitive environment, even though things like, you know, I do things like knockout tournaments and a Road to 9 series. At the end of the day, it's all meant to be for fun. I hope that everybody who watches these videos of mine realize that. So the fact that it's not super competitive at all is probably helping with that. But yeah, there's pressure in some respects. But in terms of, like, most of the time, no, I don't feel that much pressure at all. And again, I'm honestly just grateful for everything I have, rather than feel pressure. Consumify asks, what is one of your most memorable / favourite moments that you've had while playing games for the last 10 years? I would like to know if you have any funny stories to tell from your Overwatch days, or any other online games we don't hear much about from you. God, that's a really tough question to answer. Funny moments in the past 10 years. I can tell, well, not other games. Okay, I was going to say 2 stories, but one of them is Mario Kart Wii related. I'll save that for another time. But I have an Overwatch one for sure. Is when I was playing with my friend Sam. I've mentioned Sam quite a few times. I did collabs with him, like, way back in the day, on my, like, Retro Showcase series that I did. And we were playing Overwatch for fun one day, and then suddenly I get a ping in chat, and it's somebody goes, hey, are you Ishikawa from Mario Kart? And I went, yes, I am. And I was like, oh my god, somebody recognized me in Overwatch. That's so baffling to me. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, for the next week, I just felt like the biggest celebrity because somebody recognized me in Overwatch of all games. That was just very, very cool. I don't know about other games that are particularly interesting. A, because I can't really think of much off the top of my head right now. And B, you know, back in the day, I didn't really play very many online games. Like, I only really started playing online games properly, you know, a few years ago when I got Overwatch. And that's kind of where everything started. I don't have a funny, like, you know, drunk story or a funny interaction with a kid on Call of Duty or anything like that. I've been a fairly passive online player in like my early life, and yeah, that's the main one, being recognized in Overwatch. Other than that, I can't really tell you that much, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Lord David 11 asks, what got you into or back into Mario Kart Wii? In terms of getting into Mario Kart Wii, I got it when I was like 8 years old. I think I got it for Christmas. I don't know if I got it for my birthday. I think I got it for Christmas. And like pretty much it was a Mario game, so I was satisfied and happy with it regardless. Because I loved Mario back then when I was a kid, and I still do now. In terms of getting back into it, I lost my original Mario Kart Wii like disc. I couldn't find it anywhere. I think I know where it is, but I haven't been able to locate the Wii which it's stuck in. But when me and Sam, my friend, there he is again, when we went to a gaming convention, it was Mario Kart themed, and you had these. I remember you had these carts which were kind of lining up in the hallway, and they each had a retro Mario Kart game in them. And then on a massive projector screen, you had Mario Kart 8, which you could play like on the big screen in front of a small audience of people, which was pretty fun. And in the bargain bin, you know, it was a pretty Mario Kart themed day, so we were kind of like talking about Mario Kart, and I was kind of reminiscing over the old days. And then I saw Mario Kart Wii in a little bargain section, and it was going for a $5, and I thought, you know what the hell, it's £5, I'll buy it. And after that, I brought it back to mine, I played with Sam, and eventually one of my other friends came over, and we had fun there. And then when I started watching Troy, I originally only watched Troy so I could watch what he did, so I could specifically get better at Mario Kart Wii and all the techniques and stuff. And then that's kind of how I got back into it, buying it at a bargain bin for £5, and yeah, just kind of practicing and getting better. Miss Squidward asked, what are your favourite books? I mean, I don't really read books. I read manga, if that counts. But in terms of actual proper books, I don't really read many. I read cookbooks again if they count. But I mean, yeah, other than that, I don't really read that many. I mean, okay, I do have a book which I think is actually quite interesting, called Ask Iwata. That's a very, very cool book. It's written by the old Nintendo CEO, Satoru Iwata, who again is sadly no longer with us. But if you can, go and check that book out. It's a very, very fascinating book. And I really, really like kind of getting an insight kind of how Iwata's brain worked. In terms of like manga, etc., because I kind of consider that to sort of count. You know, I really enjoy like comedy, slice of life stuff. Like Nichijou is one of my favorites. It is one of the funniest things I've ever read. I highly encourage you to go out and read that as well. Oh, actually, I'll say this as well. When I was a little bit younger, I did read some of the Harry Potter books. But me and Harry Potter are a very complex relationship because in terms of my Harry Potter knowledge, which granted isn't vast, I've only read the first book, the second book, played the first Lego game, which went through years 1 through 4, and then I watched the final movie. And all of them were in widely out of sequence. Like, it was a really weird thing. I think I read the first book first, then I played the game, then I read the second book, and then I watched the movie like a little while later, like maybe a year or so later. So yeah, again, didn't read many books, but clearly the ones I did read, I kind of cheated, I suppose. But yeah, I didn't really read much. I was more into video games and writing, kind of short novels, so doing creative writing compared to reading stuff. And the final question comes from Unused Pineapple, and he asks, what games brought you some of your most memorable childhood memories? Man, so obviously I went into detail about Wave Race 64 and Mario Kart 64. I remember when I got my PS2, I would play games like Sonic Heroes. That was a really big one that got me into Sonic. I remember there was like a Donald Duck game. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a kind of side-scrolling kind of beat-em-up game where you played as Donald Duck. It was a very strange one. Disney Golf was a huge one for me. Love me some Disney Golf. That was just, yeah, that was classic. Playing as Pete and actually having like various rivals in the game as well. Like you'd have like each character's ending would have like a different cutscene where like their rival kind of came along and they talked. That was really cool. Obviously like Mario Kart DS, Diddy Kong Racing DS, New Super Mario Bros. DS, and Super Mario 64 DS. Those are pretty big ones for me. Those are the first 4 games I ever had for my Nintendo DS. I had like obviously like the Wii, like Super Mario Galaxy completely blew my mind. New Super Mario Bros. Wii was a classic memory as well for me. I'd always get so excited at boss fights. Like really any game when I was a kid where there'd be a boss fight involving Bowser or Eggman. Like, you know, any of those guys would be great. I would always get so excited whenever I'd see a boss fight with them come up. Sonic Rush Adventure and Sonic Rush were 2 fantastic games. Code Superstar Ultra, I have memories of going through and like taking, I think it took me a good 5 years to actually finish that game because, you know, Master DDD, Wham Bam Jewel, Galactonite, and Mark Sol in the True Arena is excruciatingly hard. Yeah, I mean, I could honestly go on and on and on. I mean, like, you know, Yoshi Touch and Go, for example, another one. Other products, like Looney Tunes Back in Action, I remember being really fun. Tom and Jerry War of the Whiskers. Even like Mario Kart Wii, you know, that gave me some pretty fun memories. I remember going round to a friend's house, and we both got so excited at unlocking Bowser Jr. for the first time. Granted, it was on my friend's Wii and not my own. So I had to go back on my win, unlocking myself. But still, like, going through all that was just so much fun. And in a sense, I've never lost that childlike enjoyment of games. Even though when I went to video game design class in university, the first thing that my teacher said to us was, I'm going to ruin games for you forever, because that's kind of how it works. In order to be a game designer, you have to be able to break a game down in order to kind of like probably analyze it and get better. And in my case, it clearly didn't work, because I still get that childlike excitement whenever I see a Nintendo game come up, or any kind of Sega game, or really any game I'm looking forward to. Like, I was super excited about Kirby the Forgotten Land. I was super excited about Sonic Frontiers. I literally, you know, and I'm man enough to admit this, I cried when Sephiroth was revealed for Smash, because he's one of my favourite video game characters ever, and to see him in actually made me cry tears of joy. Like, I've never lost that childlike excitement of video games. So, I mean, technically most Nintendo games, or most games I really enjoy seeing in a direct, or kind of, you know, any game I see kind of on the news going, oh, this looks cool. Any game like that, I guess, like, is a memorable thing for me. It's not technically childhood, but, like, again, I've never lost that childlike feeling of a game, like playing a game and having so much fun with it. I've never lost that, and I don't think I'll lose that anytime soon. And that's it. 15 questions for 1,500 subs. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys got a little bit more of an insight into to who I am, I suppose. And yeah, I'd love to do this again at some point. This is a lot of fun. And again, if you want to ask more questions, I think we'll make it another sub goal. I think that'll be a pretty good sub goal for that. But yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more. Don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any new videos from me. I'm Ishikawa, and I'll see you guys soon. And thank you again so much for 1,500 subscribers. Here's to the next 1,500, and hopefully even further beyond than that. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. Peace.